So here it is, guys, the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Obviously, this is the AT&T version, and today I'm going to show you guys the absolute fastest and easiest way to set this device up. Now, I'm going to be using a feature called Samsung Smart Switch to do this, and I'm going to be doing this during the initial setup of the device. Now, if you've already gone through the initial setup process, but you still have a bunch of data on your old device that you need to transfer to the new device, you can still use this method. And I'm going to show you guys how to get back into using Smart Switch towards the end of the video. All right, so first things first, let's get this out of the box. So this is everything you get in the box: a 25-watt USB-C style charger. You get a couple extra S Pen tips and an S Pen tip removal tool. You get a SIM card ejector tool, a USB-C to regular USB adapter. You get a USB-C to USB-C cable, USB-C earbuds with little extra tips for those earbuds as well. But you could put most of this stuff back in the box and just keep out these three accessories. We're gonna go ahead and start with the SIM ejector tool. There is a little pinhole at the top of the device. Just push the SIM ejector tool into that hole. That ejects the tray, and you can put your SIM card in that tray. Now, if you have the regular Note 10 and not the Note 10 Plus, you're just gonna see this bottom tray here. The top tray won't be there because you don't get micro SD card expansion on the regular Note 10. Now grab your old device, make sure it's off, then take the SIM tray out of that one, and take the SIM from your old device and put it into the new device. If you have a micro SD card, you can go ahead and install that in this upper slot right here. I'm not going to install one right now. I'm just going to go ahead and put the SIM card tray back in. While we're here, let's go ahead and take off this protective film. And now we can go ahead and start up the device. All right, so when you first start up, you're going to get this screen here. There's a little speaker icon here. If you tap that, Bixby's going to start speaking to you when you tap Let's Go. Let me show you that.
Let's look at the terms and conditions. Once you read and agree to these, we can really get going.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. If you want some assistance while you're doing this, you can go ahead and keep that on, and Bixby's going to kind of talk you through the process. But I'm just going to show you guys kind of how this all works. So first thing here is end user license agreement. You do need to check that in order to use the device. Same with privacy policy. You don't need to check the sending of diagnostic data. This is basically if there's something wrong with the device or it like crashes or apps crash or something like that, Samsung's going to get a notification that basically gives them a report about what happened. Now, there's no personal information that's shared with that. It's not like it gives you like your address and that kind of information. It's just crash reports and things of that nature. Personally, I don't really turn that on, but if you feel like turning it on, go ahead. Now, if you turned on diagnostic data, you also get the option to turn on information linking, and this does link personal information along with that crash data. I'm going to keep both of those unchecked and just click Next. All right, now you got to get onto a Wi-Fi network. Once you're connected, click Next. The phone's now going to check for updates and install any day one updates. After that, it's going to ask you to sign into your Google account. Once you're logged in, it's going to ask you to agree to Google's terms of service, and you kind of have to if you want to use any apps or download apps or really do anything on the phone. You do have to agree to this, so go ahead and just click Agree. Now it's going to ask if you want to use a Google backup to restore all of your data. Don't do this. This never really works that well for me. It's kind of hit or miss. There's a much better method, so go ahead and click Don't Restore, and I'm going to show you guys the best way to do this. Next, it's going to ask you to set up some sort of a lock for your phone. So you could use face recognition, fingerprints, pattern, PIN, password, or not set up a lock at all. Just to speed things up, I'm just going to click Not Now. Next, you're going to get some information about how the Google Assistant works. Next, you've got a few options to select for Google services. The first is backup to Google Drive. Now, this basically backs up a lot of your data, apps, app data, call history, messages, Wi-Fi passwords, etc., etc. Now, I do always keep this checked because this is really useful if you lost your old device or if you sold your old device before transferring all the data to the new device. Further down, you've got use location and allow scanning. Use location basically says that apps can use your GPS location to give you information. This is required if you're going to use like Google Maps, for example. In order to use navigation, it does need to use your GPS to know where you are. Allow scanning figures out your location based on Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi networks and things like that that are nearby, it can help pinpoint your location faster. You don't have to turn on allow scanning. It may just take a little bit longer to find your location when you're using Google Maps. Further down, you get another send usage and diagnostic data option. The first one was sending the data to Samsung because this is a Samsung specific device. This one is for Google, so Google related apps and services. If any of that stuff crashes, crash reports get sent to Google so it can help try to solve the problem. So it's up to you whether or not you want to turn that off. Install updates and apps is something that you have to agree to. This basically allows Google to install applications and update those applications on your phone from the Google Play Store. Then just tap accept when you're done. Next, you may get some carrier-specific options. This is just some AT&T stuff for Wi-Fi calling and visual voicemail. I'm going to go ahead and just skip that for now. This is a little ridiculous. AT&T is asking me if I want to install this bloatware on my phone. No, I don't, so I'm going to go ahead and just click skip. AT&T has their own transfer feature, but it's not as good as what I'm going to show you, so let's go ahead and just skip this too. No, I don't want a reminder to use AT&T's method. And again, another AT&T feature that I can set up. I'm just going to go ahead and skip that. Now, this is the method you want to use to transfer all the data from your old device to the new device. It says, have Samsung bring your data from a previous device. Now, if you're coming from an older Samsung device, you can connect wirelessly. Otherwise, you're going to have to connect with a cable. So if you have an iPhone or any other Android device or even a Blackberry, you can just plug in with a cable and transfer all the data that way. Now, I personally prefer the cable method regardless of whether or not I'm coming from a Samsung device because it's a more secure connection, like physically that it's less likely that the connection is going to break, and the transfer is just going to happen a lot faster over a USB connection. So let's go ahead and click cable and next. So right now it's updating Smart Switch. So now it's prompting me to plug in my old device into the Note 10 Plus. Now there's a few different ways to do this. I'm transferring from a Galaxy S10 Plus, so it has USB-C on the bottom. So I can just use this USB-C to USB-C cable that came with my Note 10 to make this transfer. Now, if you're coming from something like an iPhone, chances are you don't have a Lightning to USB-C connector laying around, and that's what this adapter is for. So this is regular USB on the bottom there. So you would plug this into the bottom of your Note 10, and then you would plug a Lightning cable from this adapter into your iPhone. So I'm going to go ahead and switch sides here and get this cable plugged in. Once it's plugged in, you'll be asked on the old device to allow access to your data. Just click allow. And the Note 10 is then going to scan your old device and find all of the data that can possibly pull over from it. Now, something else I want to point out is that since this is a Samsung device, I already had Smart Switch installed, but if you're transferring from any other Android device or an iPhone, you'd have to install the Smart Switch application from either the Google Play Store if it's another Android device, or the Apple Store if you're transferring from an iPhone. Then once that app is installed, you'll be able to make the transfer just like this. So now it's going to give me a bunch of options for different things I can transfer. As you can see, you could transfer all of your calls and contacts. You can transfer all of your messages, and if I tap the word messages, you have the option to transfer all of your messages, the last 2 years, 12 months, 6 months, 3 months, or just the last 30 days. If you don't want to transfer any messages, you can just uncheck that box. You can see here I also have 11.32 gigs worth of apps to transfer. If I tap apps, I can see all of my old applications from the other device. And if I see an app that I'm like, hey, I haven't used that in a long time, I can just uncheck that, and that particular app won't transfer. And then there's also a toggle up here to transfer all of them or none of them. And something else that I want to point out really quick is that if you're coming from an iPhone, obviously there may be some applications that aren't available on the Google Play Store. Those apps obviously can't transfer, but all of the apps that are also available on the Google Play Store will transfer. Settings, this is extremely important. So if I tap this, you can see that it transfers all of my Wi-Fi networks. So if you went to a friend's house and they gave you their Wi-Fi password, like they punched it in for you, then you won't have to ask them for the password again the next time you go to their house because it's just going to transfer directly over to your new device. Home screen's another great one. This transfers the layout of your home screens from the old device to the new device. Now, this is supposed to work with moving from any device, iPhone, Android, Samsung to Samsung, but I've noticed that it definitely works better going Samsung to Samsung. Like coming from my S10 Plus to the Note 10 Plus, everything's going to transfer exactly one-to-one from what it was to the old device to the new device. And what I mean by that is on my home screens, the apps are going to be in all of the same places, the widgets are going to be in the same places, my lock screen and home screen wallpapers are going to be exactly the same as it was on the old device, and even my Bixby home settings and Samsung Dex settings are going to transfer. Images obviously transfers all of your images. If you tap this, you can see all of the images you have from the old device and select which ones you want to transfer. I'm not going to transfer any images now. And videos is the same deal. You can transfer videos from the old device. As you can see, I have 43 gigs worth of videos on the old device. I'm definitely not going to transfer that now because that would take a super long time. Same goes for audio. If you have any music saved to your device, you can transfer that as well. And documents as well. I am going to keep that on. Transferring any documents you had in the old device, that will all transfer to this new device. If you guys have been paying attention to the top, you may have noticed that as I check and uncheck these little boxes, this time has been changing a lot. So if I tap videos again, you'll see that the time goes up to 1 hour and 27 minutes. If I uncheck that, it goes down to about 47 minutes because I just dropped 43 gigs worth of data that I was transferring. Now the 47 minutes is total transfer time. So what's going to happen is the old device is going to package all of the information and then send all the information in one short burst. And then once that information is sent over, you can then unplug the old device and all of the apps will start installing on the new device. So that 47 minutes is taking into account the installation of those applications. You won't actually have to keep these devices connected for the full 47 minutes. Now that said, even though this is total time counting app installation, it's still going to take a super long time if you have to transfer something like 50 plus gigs worth of videos and images. So once you're done selecting everything you want to send over, just tap transfer. Now as that's transferring, I can go ahead and continue to set up my device. So now it's asking me to sign into my Samsung account, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Then it's going to ask you if you want to use customization services. This is actually a really useful service. If you tap details, you can get a lot more information about it. And one of the best examples they gave has to do with reminders and Bixby. So if you asked Bixby to remind you to buy a bottle of water when you're almost home, allowing customization services allows your phone to know where home is, and it'll know when you're actually almost home, and it'll send you a notification to buy that bottle of water. If you don't turn customization services on, you won't be able to do things like that. Now there are a bunch of other examples in here, so if you're really curious about all the different things that it enables, you can go ahead and read through that. Now personally, I do enable this because I do use those features. So once you've decided, tap agree. Now it's going to check my Samsung Cloud for backup data, and you can see a whole bunch of other devices that I've had in the past. I'm not going to transfer any data here because I'm already using Samsung Smart Switch. So I'm going to tap skip. And now it says that I'm all done. So I can tap finish now and start using my device. Now you can see here at the bottom, it says don't disconnect the cable. It's still transferring all of the data. And if I pull down the notification shade and scroll down to the bottom, you can see that it's still copying my stuff. So I'll tap that and it shows me that I'm 24% along and I have 36 minutes left to finish the transfer. At the bottom, it shows you exactly what's transferring. So right now it's transferring all of the apps and app data. And what it's really doing is it's creating APKs, which are the install files for all the different applications on the old device, then transferring all those APKs over to the new device. The significance of this is that you don't need an internet connection to install all of those applications. So as you can see, all the data has finished transferring from the old device to the new device, but there's still 32 minutes left for all of that data to be unpacked. Now what that means is all of the messages to go into the Messenger application in the correct order, all of the apps to be installed, my home screens to be set up in the right order with the apps in the right places and the widgets in the right places, and obviously all of the apps installing. And you can see here at the bottom it says that I can now disconnect the USB cable. So I'm going to go ahead and close this here on the old device, and I'm going to go ahead and unplug that cable. So at this point, you can just put your old device to the side and start using the new device. Something else I want to point out is that as the apps are installing, you'll see them start to appear in your app drawer. So you can see a bunch of apps have already been installed, and as more apps get installed, you'll see them just start to populate in this area. Once the transfer completely finishes, you're going to get this notification, it says you are ready to go, and it shows you all of the items that were copied. If you tap this, it gives you a better summary of everything that was transferred. And if you tap that, it's going to show you which apps are still installing. So as you can see, checkboxes are the ones that have already installed, and these little twirly circles are the ones that are still installing. I should also point out that on your home screens, any app that is gray is an app that hasn't yet been installed. As you can see there, StockTwits and Redbox just finished installing. So if you're one of those people I mentioned at the beginning of the video who already set up your Note 10 but still need to transfer a bunch of data from your old device to the new device, that's no problem. All you have to do is open up your app drawer, go to the Samsung folder, and open up Smart Switch. Then just tap Allow here. Tap that you want to receive data. Tap that you want to use a cable, and plug your old device in, and you can start another transfer. And if you need a refresher on how exactly the transfer works, just go to this time code in the video. So there you have it, guys, the absolute fastest way to set up your Galaxy Note 10 or Note 10 Plus. Let me know which model you guys got down in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video if you liked it, share it if you loved it, and subscribe to see my upcoming Galaxy Note 10 Plus coverage. And while you're at it, smack that notification bell so you can be the first to know when the videos drop. That's it for this Techisode. God bless, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.